Yesterday was the most important single day in the history of artificial intelligence, and most people completely missed it. In the space of about 12 hours, OpenAI launched three new models, SpaceXAI launched Grok 4.5, and for the first time since the AI race began, every major frontier AI lab in the world had a publicly available model live simultaneously. Today, I'm going to break down exactly what launched, what the numbers actually mean, and most importantly, which AI model you should actually be using right now. To understand why July 9th matters, you need a bit of context. For the past several months, the AI industry has been in a strange kind of limbo. The US government banned Anthropic's most advanced model called Fable 5 over national security concerns back in June. OpenAI's GPT 5.6 was in a restricted preview for a small group of vetted government partners only. Grok 4.5 was in private beta at SpaceX and Tesla. In other words, the real frontier of AI was basically locked away from the public. Yesterday, that changed. All three went public at once, and the benchmarks tell a story that the AI industry didn't see coming. Let's start with OpenAI, because their announcement is the most complicated. GPT 5.6 isn't one model, it's a family of three, each designed for a different job. Sol is the flagship, the one you reach for when the task is genuinely hard, complex coding, long research jobs, multi-step reasoning. It's priced at $5 per million input tokens and $30 per million output tokens on the API. Terra is the middle tier, comparable performance to the previous generation model, GPT 5.5, but at roughly half the price, $2.50 in, $15 out. This is what most developers will use in production. And Luna is the budget option, $1 in, $6 out. The fastest and cheapest model OpenAI has ever shipped. The catch, as we'll get to, is that it's not the right tool for every job. All three share the same context window, just over a million tokens, and the same knowledge cutoff of February 16, 2026. The naming change is also worth noting. From here on, OpenAI is using numbers for generations and names for their tiers. So Sol, Terra, and Luna are permanent lane names that will carry forward into GPT 5.7, 5.8, and so on. This is OpenAI treating its models like infrastructure, not one-off launches. Now, benchmarks are tricky. Every company publishes the test it wins, but there's one result from yesterday that's hard to miss. On something called Agent's Last Exam, which tests long-running professional workflows across 55 real-world fields, GPT 5.6 Sol scored 53.6. That's 13.1 points higher than Claude Fable 5. On Terminal Bench 2.1, which measures how well an AI can work through command line tasks, planning, using tools, recovering from mistakes, Sol scored 88.8%. Sol Ultra, which uses 4 parallel agents working together, hit 91.9%. But here's the nuance that most coverage is missing. Sol doesn't beat Fable 5 across the board. On architectural reasoning and high-level planning tasks, independent reviewers who have used both say Fable 5 still has a field advantage. And on long context document recall, comparing information across massive documents, there's actually no head-to-head published data yet. So Sol is better is partly true and partly a marketing claim. The honest answer is Sol is better at agentic tasks. Fable 5 may still be better for deep thinking. The second major launch yesterday was Grok 4.5 from SpaceXAI, Elon Musk's AI lab. This one had been in private beta at SpaceX and Tesla for about 2 weeks. It launched publicly on the same day as GPT 5.6, which is almost certainly not a coincidence. Grok 4.5 is making an Opus class performance claim, meaning it's positioning itself as competing with the very top tier of AI models. Independent benchmarks are still being run, so we don't yet have a clean head to head comparison, but this is the most competitive Grok has ever been at launch. The fact that XAI chose to go public on the same day as OpenAI's biggest launch of the year says something about how seriously they're taking the competition. Which brings us to the uncomfortable question nobody in the AI industry wants to answer out loud. Where is Google? Gemini 3.5 Pro, Google's next major model, is still in limited enterprise preview as of today, with no confirmed public launch date. The model has now missed two self-imposed deadlines, a promise made at Google I/O in June and a June 30th general availability target. The stated reason is issues with token efficiency and long horizon performance that testers flagged. Meanwhile, Claude Sonnet 5 launched June 30th. GPT 5.6 launched July 9th. Grok 4.5 launched July 9th. Google is the only major lab without a new frontier model publicly available right now, and the pressure to deliver something that clearly beats the competition, not just matches it, is growing by the week. So, practically speaking, what should you actually use? Here's the honest breakdown. If you're a developer building AI agents or coding tools, Sol is worth testing right now. The agentic benchmarks are real, and the pricing is lower than Fable 5 for comparable or better performance on those tasks. If you are an everyday ChatGPT user, Terra is almost certainly what you'll get as your default, and it's genuinely strong. GPT 5.5 level quality at half the price. If you're using Claude, Sonnet 5 is still excellent for most tasks and is now the default on all Claude plans. Fable 5 is available but now on a usage credit billing model as of yesterday, meaning it costs extra on top of your subscription. And if you want to try Grok 4.5, it's available now on XAI's platform. Give it a few more days for independent testing to surface before drawing conclusions. The honest answer is that for the first time in a while, there's genuine competition at the top. No single model is best at everything. Which one wins for you depends entirely on what you're doing with it. Yesterday was the day the AI arms race stopped being theoretical. Every major lab has their best model in public, the benchmarks are being tested in real conditions, and the results are going to start mattering in ways that affect real work, your work. I'll be tracking how these models perform over the next few weeks as more independent data comes in. So if you want that breakdown when it lands, subscribe. And drop a comment, which model are you using right now and what are you using it for? I read everyone. See you in the next one.